Hey guys, welcome back to another video, and if you're new here, hi, I'm Nube. It's nice to meet you. And in today's video, I'll be showing you guys how I grew my legs and my glutes. I also want to disclaim that I'm no expert at fitness or a professional trainer. I'm just here to show you guys what has worked for me. If you haven't already, go like, subscribe, comment, and if you want, you can go follow my Instagram. It's just nube.garcia. And let's get straight into the video. So the first thing I always do, you guys, when I get to the gym is I usually stretch. I always stretch no matter what. Stretching can prevent injury. It can help you perform better when you're lifting, and flexibility can also help with full range of motion, which I think is very important, especially when you're trying to grow your legs and your glutes, because you want to get that full range of motion when you're squatting or when you're hip thrusting. I usually stretch for 30 minutes, but that's only because I want to keep my flexibility and I do want to keep my splits. So after stretching, I usually go straight into glute activations. I always do glute activations on leg day and glute day. I do use 2 resistance bands only because I find it easier and faster to activate my glutes. So glute activations can actually prevent injury, and if you're finding it hard to feel your workouts in your glutes, for example squatting, if you're squatting and you're feeling it on your legs and you're trying to target your glutes, always do glute activations. And I usually do a few glute activations. It all really depends on how stubborn your glutes are. If you're finding it hard to feel workouts in your glutes, they're probably more stubborn and you probably have to do more glute activations, and it can actually help your glutes grow faster and bigger. After glute activations, I go into squats. I usually warm up with a low weight and always making sure my form is correct before I add more weight. So I usually add more weight with every set that I do. And I usually do 4 sets of 15 to 8 reps. So I did make a huge mistake. I never did progressive overload, which is super important when you're trying to grow muscle and you're trying to get stronger. And if you don't know what progressive overload is, it's pretty much adding more weight to every set that you do or doing more reps than you usually do. Once I learned about progressive overload, I've seen results in like a few months. So progressive overload is super important, you guys. For the leg press, I usually warm up with a lightweight and a resistance band. I always make sure that my form is correct. I always make sure that my knees are slightly bent, so I never lock them with this workout. If you're trying to target your glute muscles, place your feet higher on the machine and it will target your glute muscles. I do go heavier with each set that I do, and I usually do 3 sets to 15-8 reps. For this next workout, this is one of my favorites. This workout has made a huge difference in my glutes and my hips. What I do is I sit on the edge of the seat and I slightly lean forward. I hold onto the machine for some support, and I always start off with a low weight, and with that low weight, I activate my glutes. And then I add more weight for each set that I do. Or I usually do 4 sets to 15 to 8 reps. For my 4th set, I go back to the warm-up weight, and I usually finish off my sets with that. Next workout, so for RDLs on a cable machine, I always keep my knees slightly bent and my back always straight, and mind and muscle control is super important for this workout, and I usually do 3 sets to 10 to 8 reps. Okay, so hip thrusts are super awesome for your glutes. No one ever talks about is like the protection from the bar. And I've used mats, I've used sweaters, I've used gym equipment that could protect me from that weight or that bar, and nothing has ever helped. And it always prevented me from doing more reps or doing more sets. So that would prevent me from actually growing my glutes. If you are trying to find a good one, I definitely recommend this one that I do have. It'd be lifting like 200 pounds and I'm like totally protected. So I usually always start with a low weight with my hip thrust, and I usually activate my glutes with a low weight, and I make sure that I'm feeling it in my glutes and making sure my form is correct. So I always make sure that I'm feeling it in my glutes before I go heavier. So every set that I do, I go heavier, and I usually do 4 sets to 15 to 8 reps. If you're finding it hard to feel hip thrust in your glutes, I recommend getting a resistance band and putting it like right under your knee area and pushing up, like when you're pushing up that weight, pushing up with your heels. So focusing on your heels, pushing up, pushing that weight up. And you definitely feel that workout in your glutes. I usually do 4 sets to 10 to 8 reps. Also, girls, if you're trying to get a bigger lower body or trying to look thicker, don't be afraid to gain any weight or fat on your body. I missed out on it a long time ago, always being afraid of gaining some fat on my body. And now that I have, I regretted staying so skinny, and like now that I have been eating more, I look fuller and I feel great. And also girls that are trying to lose weight, don't give up. I've been through it. It's worth the results. I wish you guys the best luck on your journey. If you have any questions, just comment down below, or you can message my Instagram, and I hope to see you guys in my next video. Bye.